here on News Radio 950. Your chance coming up at 23 past the hour. WWJ News Time 4:15. And it's time for sports. Once again, let's welcome in Ryan Woolley.
Well, Rob, a week after cutting tight end Eric Ebron, the Lions have found his replacement, taking former Seahawks tight end Luke Wilson to a one-year deal worth $2.5 million. Wilson, drafted by Seattle in the 5th round of the 2013 draft, played in every game last season, started 7, also holding a career-high 4 touchdown passes. The team has also come to terms with defensive tackle Ricky Jean Francois and Sylvester Williams, and are also set to meet the defensive tackles Jonathan Hankins and Alan Branch. Tigers playing a rare Breakthrough League night game tonight. They're battling with the Braves down in Orlando. Francisco Liriano getting the call against Brandon McCarthy. Just after 6:05. And Detroit Titan redshirt junior Cameron Chapman has announced today he will enter his name in the NBA draft, but will not hire an agent, allowing him to potentially return for his final year should he want to do so. With 15 and 45 past each hour, Ryan Woolley, WWJ News Radio 950.
Our sports update being sponsored by Gorman's Home Furnishings. Traffic and weather together next.
How are you?
Good to see you.
This is Ryan Woolley.
Nice to meet you guys.
He also does Eastern Michigan.
I do.
Sports.
Yep.
We got the right color.
Yeah, that's right. Go green.
The Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the Spartan. No,
that's a rough one right now.
Some of us are Wolverines for Governor.
That's good.
I don't know if you want to sit up there.
Right.
We have a lot of fun around here with that. We have a lot on both sides.
You'll turn them on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was my final. I got lost out.
10% off your entire purchase.
Yeah.
Your bracket?
Michigan State final.
Wouldn't that be great, though?
I had stayed in the final. I thought Michigan was losing to North Carolina.
Plus extra financing.
Well, my bracket's not doing so well.
This weekend. To learn more about Gorman's,
Michigan Opera Theater presents
Texas A&M, they looked awfully good the other day.
They destroyed. And all the people who picked North Carolina to kill them are now saying how good A&M is. So,
Well, somebody was saying A&M just got, all year they didn't have like 1 or 2 players. They were hurt. And now all of a sudden they came and they have their full team. I still like Michigan.
But you get in that period that if somebody gets hot, you can run down.
Yeah, just like the Stanley Cup or anywhere else, right? Good pitcher, good goalie, they'll carry a lot.
contest is your chance to win $1,000 each weekday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Listen for the keyword each hour, and then text the
WWJ News Time 4:18. Traffic and weather together. Traffic being sponsored by California Closets. Out to the roads. Here's KT.
Well, we are accident-free in our major area freeways, though. Still seeing some slowdowns on the Southfield Freeway northbound. There's a crash that has been cleared at Joy, but you're still slow and go back to Michigan Avenue. Looking through the AAA jam cams. Traffic starting to pick up for the afternoon ride on I-94 eastbound between downtown and Grosse Pointe. Also seeing traffic pick up I-75 northbound between the Davison and 696. And we've got I-75 southbound closed at I-94, along with the I-94 east and westbound ramps to I-75 southbound. And that should be wrapping up this afternoon. Is for that repairing the Warren Bridge. From the 24-hour Heinz Park Lincoln of Plymouth Traffic Center, KT for WWJ News Radio 950.
Lighting and accessories to make every room more beautiful. Book your free California Closets in-home appointment before April 30th. And save up to $1,000. Call 248-624-1234 or visit CaliforniaClosets.com. WWJ News Time at 4:19. Let's find out what's happening weather-wise. Dave Bowers with the AccuWeather forecast from the Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Weather Center.
Quiet weather pattern for us right on through the weekend. While another nor'easter is in progress right now from North Carolina all the way to New England. But for us, just some clouds tonight. We'll be in the mid-20s at daybreak. And we'll see a good bit of the sun, not only tomorrow, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And afternoon temperatures reaching the middle 40s. Nights will be generally in the low to middle 20s. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Dave Bowers on
Right now, under partly cloudy skies, we have 41 degrees at Metro Airport. It is the 12K a day giveaway here on WWJ News Radio 950. This hour's keyword is bike. Text bike to 72881 for your chance to win $1,000. Message and data rates apply. Good afternoon, I'm Rob Mason, and today for Greg Bowman, our top stories at 420. Just in, crews are battling a fire in Wayne. It's happening at an apartment complex on John Hicks Road. That's near Michigan Avenue. We're working the story, and we'll have more coming up. Governor Snyder officially announcing his endorsement of Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley today. Snyder says Calley is ready to go and will continue to come back on issues like education, business development, and government reform. And speaking of those two, Governor Rick Snyder and Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley are here live in studio joining us. Thanks to both of you for being here today. The Governor, you made the big announcement. Mr. Calley, you are the recipient of that big announcement. I guess, the one question that does come to mind after nearly 8 years, if there is any name recognition issue, what can we do now so your name becomes more prominent than maybe it is in the minds of some?
Over the course of the last 7 years, I've really been about the work, getting results for people and making things happen. I never tried to stand out front, never tried to leverage the position to try to build anything for myself. Now, as we start really getting into the main part of this campaign, it's about getting out there and meeting more people and to share the results of the work and making things happen here in our state. I'm really big on relationships, and I believe that the message of continuing this comeback is one that's going to resonate very, very strongly with our people.
All right, let's get to some issues. Governor Snyder, the trade tariffs that have been proposed by the president. We're the auto capital of the world here, and there could be definite effects. Tell me what you might think are the pros and cons of the possibility of those tariffs being enacted.
Well, they could be very challenging, Rob, in terms of that, because we've shown a great economic comeback. We actually lead the nation in the creation of manufacturing jobs, and they depend on exports. So what I'd say is we need to be very careful about not getting into trade wars with people. And what I would also say, though, going back to why we're here today, is it's great to have a chance to endorse the Lieutenant Governor. He's the best Lieutenant Governor in the country. I looked at him as a great future governor when I had the chance to ask him to join me 9 years ago, 8 years ago. And it's wonderful to see the great work that he's done. He's earned it. So as you talk about trade and tariffs, the Michigan economy is on a roll. Let's just keep it going.
All right, fair enough. Lieutenant Governor, obviously, should you become the next governor, one of the major issues that's going to be tackled is guns and guns in school. Your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I think it's important that we, in each of these areas, that we get down to the root cause of problems. I mean, what does result in a person committing a violent act? And so, in some cases, protection, things like hardening in schools and making sure that we're doing everything that we can physically with the physical plant people to make sure that our kids are safe. But it's also about mental health treatment and counseling services. And we have our state police do a great job with the OK to Say hotline, where people can submit tips, and it literally does save lives. To really take that to the next step, to make it around the clock, and to build out a system that can be as proactive as we possibly can.
And some leaders have talked about the activism by the youth as them being pawns to anti-gun proponents. It seems unfair to the youth of America to pin that on them.
Well, I don't think that you can take the youth and put them all into one category. I mean, there's kids and young adults have different opinions and are as varied as adults are. And so I don't think you can really classify everybody in one place. But what I want is for Michigan to be the best possible place for them to grow up, where the place where they can have hopes and dreams and aspirations and then reach them, to have the type of education system and economy that equips them with everything that they need in order to live their best lives. And so I'm going to stay focused on that.
And Governor, you're in the twilight of your tenure, so to speak, right now. Obviously, you're very comfortable with many accomplishments that you've made. Any misgivings, anything you wish could have been accomplished that you just haven't been able to get to?
Well, again, that's part of why I'm excited to endorse the Lieutenant Governor, Brian Calley, because if you look at, we've had the comeback. I mean, I wouldn't even talk about us being the comeback state anymore. We're back. If you think about where we were compared to 2009, but there is a lot of unfinished work, Rob, in terms of things that we could do more. But that's why I'm so excited about having Brian be the next governor of the state. He's going to continue that path. I want somebody better and smarter to take over to take it to the next level, because it's not about just 4 years or 8 years. That's not how you measure success. long-term success really makes a difference. We're a top 10 state today. We've got the guy that can take us to #1. Let's get behind it and let's go.
And Lieutenant Governor, are you prepared to be a bigger nerd than your predecessor?
You know, I don't know if I could ever be a bigger nerd. But, no, this is it. But one thing I will say emphatically, that Rick Snyder has brought to our state exactly the type of leadership that we needed to turn Michigan around, to take us from the lost decade to a place of prosperity. And I'm excited to build on the strong foundation that has been laid and bring everything to the next levels. We could go anywhere from here. An investment in our people, talent being the new currency of economic development. I believe that we are in a position here in Michigan to literally lead the world in so many different areas, and it all adds up to the best possible future for our people.
Outstanding. Governor Rick Snyder, Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley, thanks for joining us. Our very best to both of you as you move forward. WWJ News Time. It's now at 4:26. It's time for business from the Suburban Cadillac Buick Business Desk. And this Look at Your Money, sponsored by Plant Moran Wealth Advisors. Elisa Parenti, all over the map today on Wall Street.
Predicted no more than 3 rate hikes this year. The Dow shot up by